Okay, so everyone should have launched their virtual machine. What we're going to do now is we're going to do coding for the first time. So what you want to do is you want to double click this little file system, and I also want you to double click, or you can right click and say new terminal. Okay, I want to show you what this terminal thing is, and you kind of already have a good feel for it because you guys have done the file system in like other computers. So watch this. This is exactly like this, except without the pictures, and it's more powerful. So watch this. If I hit LS, it shows me everything in the current, place I am. So here I'm in home, and it has all these folders. Same thing here. This little squiggly, that means home. And if I hit LS, it shows me all the same folders. So if I want to go into documents where we put our folder, I just say CD documents. That's the way instead of double clicking. Okay? There we go. So now I'm inside the documents folder. If I hit LS, it shows me, yes, that's what my folder I created. Yours should have your folder. Make sure the name does not have any spaces in it. If it does, just go right click and say rename, and then replace any spaces with underscores. There you go. So now if I want to double click into Mr. Telly, you double click into yours, and then the way to do this is to say CD, and then the folder name. There we go. Oh, look, I didn't have a space. I need to have CD space Mr. Telly. Computers are divas. You have to do everything perfect. Boom. I hit LS. There we go. That is the library we imported. So now we're going to launch our code. This is why this is more powerful than this. We can do cool stuff from it. You say Jupyter Lab. What it's going to do is it's going to find one of your internet browsers and launch our code environment from there. So look, it actually found Chrome, and it launched it from here. Awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to launch something new. You just click the plus button, and we're going to do a Python 3 file. There we go. We're going to rename this. We're going to call it lesson 1. And never include spaces in your file names. So I always use underscore. Intro to Python. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to code. Okay, so the first thing we're going to learn is how to make a comment. So you're going to do £. A comment is something humans can read, but computers can't. So as I'm doing it, you guys need to follow along and code the same things I'm coding. So here, what's a comment? Anything that starts with the £. The deal is the computer will ignore everything after the £. So watch, I can do blah, 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 and the computer won't get mad. So to run any code, what you can do is you can hit this play button, or what you can do is you can click here and you can hit shift and then enter at the same time, and it does this thing. After you run it, it'll show a number. So this is the second thing I ran. If I ran it again, it's the third thing I ran. So that's why the number is updating. So you can either hit play or you can hit shift enter. Shift enter is going to be really useful. The other way to make a comment is to put 3 quotations. Look, it'll fill in 3 quotations at the end, and just hit enter. So it would be annoying to have to put a hashtag in front of every line you do. This one, you don't need to do any hashtag. It's just whatever is in between these things. This is a long comment. Is going to be ignored. And there you go. Sometimes it'll print out stuff, but don't worry about that. Okay. Nice. So now what we're going to do is, how do we print something? Okay. Printing is very easy. You say print, and then you have parentheses, and then whatever you want to print inside the parentheses and inside the quotations. So print hello, it printed hello. That was the 7th thing I ran, so it said 7. If I run it again, it'll be 8th thing. The deal is, it has to be in quotations. So if I say print hello, it gives me an error, okay? Which is a good introduction into how to read errors. So this says name error. Name hello is not defined because we didn't put quotations around it. So look, it says on line 2. I don't know where line 2 is, let's say, because sometimes it could say line 22, and we can't find line 22. So just go up here to view, show line numbers. There you go. You just find line 2. Oh, that's where we had it. So let's change it real quick. Quotations at the beginning and end. print hello. There we go. Okay, you have to have the parentheses as well, because if I say print hello, it's going to give me missing parentheses. Line 3, oh, I'm missing parentheses. I'll get rid of that. There you go. So, what we're going to cover now is what are variables. So I'm going to write a long comment. This is how you can kind of take notes in your code. You just write these comments. So variables are boxes we can store different things in. Okay, we can name the variable whatever we want, except there's two exceptions. It can't start with a number, and it can't have spaces in the name. So here's an example. If I want to create a variable called x, and inside it I want to store the word hello, I say x equals hello. Boom, I run it. This is how it runs. Great. It doesn't print out anything, so there's nothing that pops out. If I wanted to print what was inside hello, watch this. You just say print x. So this time, watch, I do not have parentheses around x. But I can do this because x is a variable that has something in it. Okay? If I did not have anything in x before, it would give me an error. So I say print x. Oh, it printed what was inside of x, which is what the point of a variable is. X is equal to hello. And we can do this thing called a complex print. If this just says hello, we have no idea where this hello comes from. But if we want to say print, this is what's called a complex print, you can say x equals to, this will print the words x equals to space, and then we want to print what's inside of x. So I'm going to say plus str, and then I need another parentheses. So a parentheses kind of inside this whole print parentheses, x. So watch what this is. So it prints the word x equals, and then what this does, plus strx, prints what's inside of that. Okay? Because the deal is, we'll put a comment. This is the first type of a variable, and this is what we call a string. And all it is, aka a word. That's how you can store anything. So watch, I can say, hello class, as long as it's in between the parentheses. I'll get rid of this print because now we have a complex print. You hit Shift Enter. Actually, hello class. Awesome. I'm going to create another variable called dog, and I'm going to put a number in it. So this is what we call an int, aka whole number. So I'm going to say print, I'm going to do a complex print. Dog equals plus str, parentheses. It'll complete the end of the parentheses for you, which is kind of nice. So I want to print dog equals, and then whatever inside of dog. Dog is a 4. Awesome. We create another variable, let's call it cat is equal to 4.5. This is what we call a float, aka a decimal. Okay, we just have special names for them in computer science. So we do another complex print, cat equals plus str cat. Okay, cat equals 4.5, awesome. And let's do one more. So we're going to say bird is equal to true. What this is called a boolean. So a boolean is aka, it's either one of two values. It's either true or false. And you may know, like, how do I know what the variable is? It's like, is it a string, int, float, boolean? We can print out what's inside of it. You can store any type of variable inside whatever name you want. It's just what you decide to put in there. So if you decide to put there true or false without quotations around it, it's going to say, it's going to either be true or false. And it's going to be called a boolean. So we say print bird equals, do a complex print, str bird. There you go. You may be wondering, how do I know what type it is? Watch this. You can say print, let's see, type of bird equals to, watch, you can do plus str. So just instead of just typing bird, you can say type. So you want to get the type of what type of variable is it? Oh, it's a bool, which is a boolean. There we go. Okay, so hopefully that was clear. So we're going to go on to actually a little more complex variables. So this is, the next one is what we call a list. So a list is a collection of one or more variables inside brackets. Okay. So you number the items starting with not 1 but 0 in this case, and we'll see what it means. So you start counting by like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's an example. So if I want to create a variable called Northampton, I can do that, but I want to put a bracket this time. I can put whatever I want in here. I can put first a number, then a string, and then let's do a boolean. Let's do a decimal now. Let's do another number. The only deal is they have to be separated by commas inside this bracket. So we'll do a complex print, Northampton equals 2 plus string Northampton. There we go. And again, I'm hitting Shift and Enter to run this. Nice. That's what it is. So what I mean by the items are start with 0 is watch. If I say print Northampton, and I'm going to say bracket 1. This is how you access each of the items in the list. So I'm going to print out number 1. Uh-oh, it prints out hello. The reason is the first thing in line in the list is 4, but it starts at 0, so we call this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So watch this. If I print it out 0, that's why it gives me 4. If I print out 1, it gives me hello. If I print out 2, it gives me true. So this is what we call indexing. So it starts at 0. That's all you have to know. And so now let's learn this thing. The last kind of type we're going to learn is what we call a dictionary. All it is, it's pretty much just a list that has keys matched to items. Okay? So instead of brackets, what we're going to do is we're going to use these things called the curly braces. Okay, so I'm going to call it my variable. Just give it a name. Remember, I can't use spaces, so I just use the underscore. And if I want to create an empty one, I just do, I just put that, but I don't put anything in it. Good, it ran, no errors. But if I want to add these key values, these keys that are matched to an item, this is how you do it. My variable. And inside of here, I'm going to write hello. I want to map hello to the number 5. Now I'm going to print out what's inside my variable. And you could also do, if you wanted to, you could do a complex print. So you could do parentheses equal to, str, my variable. Remember, if there's a beginning quotations, there's got to be an ending quotation. If there's a parentheses, there's got to be a closed parentheses. So make sure they're all balanced, or else they'll get upset. Watch. If I don't, unexpected. That's called end of font, I think, while parsing. So it's because, look, this had a starting parentheses, this had an ending one. This had a starting, but this did not have an ending one. So we're going to print it out. Oh, there we go. Hello is 5. Look, if I want to add something, so to quickly copy something, you hit Control-C at the same time, and then you hit Control-V. There you go. So if I want to map the word howdy, that's how we say hi in Texas. I want to map it to the Boolean true. Okay, so then I'm just going to print out my dictionary as well. And look, it's grown because I added this new thing. I said howdy is true. Look, it's mapped. Howdy, true. And then as the same as the list, they're separated by commas. Okay, let me do it one more time. I'm going to print. Let's do hola. Make that equal to, watch, I can make it equal to anything. I can make it equal to, let's put a list of numbers. Watch this. There we go. So now howdy is linked to true. Hello is linked to 5. Hola is linked to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the way you access them, I put a little comment to access. If I wanted to print out my variable and then whatever is linked to hola, watch this. It just prints out the list. Okay, that's how you use the keys to access the items. Okay, and now we're going to move on to these more complex things. So we're going to call these functions. Functions, what they are, they're a way of packaging up code all together and running it all at once. Okay, so here there are two advantages do this. You don't have to write the same thing over again and again. And the user can use these things we're going to learn called parameters to slightly change the function, okay? Because they might need to change it for what they need to use. And there's also a little clarity that makes your code look nice. That's a nice one. Okay, so here's how you do it. You just put the word def, it stands for define. And I'm going to create, you can create it whatever name you want. Again, can't start with a number, can't have spaces in it. So I'm going to call one called example function. What I'm going to say is I'm going to print I. I'm also going to print, let's see, my name is Mr. Shelley. Okay, I'm going to print that. I'm also going to print, nice to meet you. Okay, so that should print those 3 lines. I run it, shift enter, but nothing happens because that's just defining it. Okay, if I want to actually use it, I just put its name and then I put parentheses at the end. Watch this. Oh, I did it. Watch this. If I called it twice, so we can say calling a function when we use it, it'll print out, you know, everything. So if I wanted to do that twice, you see how it's easier for me to define it once, and then I call it twice, and instead of me having to, you know, watch this. And I forgot to mention, it has to be tabbed. Okay, whatever's inside of the function has to be tabbed. Okay, because that's way easier than me. Watch, Control C, Control V. Oops, I hit function. If you want to undo something, you hit Control Z. There you go. So Control C copies, Control V. But we don't, unless it's under a function, we don't want it indented, which means it has spaces here. So what you can do is you can highlight it all, and then you can hit Shift Tab. Tab moves it forward. Shift Tab moves it back. Okay. So watch this. When I paste this, instead of me having to paste it every time and then run it, I can just run it using these 2 right here. So that's why it's easier. Okay. If you want to delete something, watch. You just click outside and you say DD. There you go. It's deleted. If you wanted to undo that, you accidentally did it, you say edit, undo cell operation. There you go. But I want to get rid of this, so I'd say DD. Okay. Now we're going to do learn what parameters are. So watch this. Parameters are variables you send to the function to make it do specific things. Okay. Here's an example. Example function with parameters. Okay. So I'm going to put a name. I'm going to say print hi, and I'm also going to print, I'm going to do a complex name. My name is name. Oops, we don't actually type that. We type plus str name. We'll do a complex print. So whatever we send it in name, it's going to print out that. So we run it. Nothing happens because we just defined it. We didn't use it. And we say example, and you can actually just copy it. Control C. I'm going to put the first name. I'm going to put is Shirley. So watch this. Hi, my name is, and I sent it Shirley, so that's what it printed out. You could also have done this. You could define a variable and say that's equal to Shirley. And then instead of writing Shirley here, you just send it the variable because that's what it was inside of it. So it's going to do the same thing. Hi, my name is Shirley. And you can change it, watch. You can change it to whatever you want. So if I want to do the second one, I want to do LeBron. This is the beauty of it. And then I'll do Beyonce. You can change it slightly for what you want. So look, hi, my name is Shirley. Hi, my name is LeBron. Hi, my name is Beyonce. There you go. And so now what we're going to talk about is people write functions all the time. And sometimes you don't have all the time in the world to write a function. So you can use someone else's. So that's what's called a library. And all the library is are other people's functions you can import and use. So, lucky for you guys, I created a library that helped do a lot of facial recognition stuff. So that's the thing you guys put right here. That's a Chelly face recognition library. So the way you kind of import a library is you say import, and then you do the name. Shelly face recognition. Okay, so you run it. Awesome. It's importing it. And so the deal is, for example, I have a function called print hello. So you can just use the name, and then you do dot, and then the function that's inside my library, that's what you do, and you always have to have parentheses at the end. Look, it prints hello. That's great. But the deal is, that's a long name. I don't want to keep having to write that all the time. So I can actually say import Shelly face recognition as, I'll give it a shorter name, face. So now that I can do that, I can say face.print hello, because that's the function. And it'll do the same thing. It's just I don't have to write the whole name again. So the deal with this is, how do I know what functions are inside of there? Very easy. You just pay dir, and then we said, okay, the library is called face. We gave it a nickname, so you just type face. So this will print out all the functions. Here's the deal. You don't need to, anything that has like, you don't need to ignore these first ones up to the ones that have the underscore. Just look at these down here. So it looks like I have a lot. We have some face recognition stuff in here we're going to use later. So that's kind of cool. So let's say, these gives us the names of the functions. We have no idea what they do though. So the easy way to do it is, say I didn't know what the print hello function did. So all you do is you type help, and then you type the library, dot, whatever the function name is, print hello. Alright, so what this is going to do, it's going to tell you what the function does. So it says it prints hello. It's going to tell you if there's any parameters to do, which are none. And it's not going to return anything. We'll talk about returns later. An example of how to run it is to say print hello. So let's look at another one. I saw this earlier. It said greet person. Let's see what that function does. So Control C. Let's copy it. So I need to help. Okay, greet person. Uh-oh, it gave us an error. It said greet person is not defined. We have never defined a function that does that. But in the library we do. So remember, you have to put the library name. So help, greet person. Okay, so it says greet person prints hello blank for whatever name you give it. Can add an optional exclamation point at the end. So the parameters are, we need to give it a name, which is a string. And an optional one is we need to say, give it a boolean, true or false, if we want to include an exclamation at the end. So examples of how to run this are greet person Bob true, puts an exclamation at the end. Or you can define, so you see how the parameters had names. So this one was called name, this one was called add exclamation. You can put those, say name equals Jamila, comma, as a way to define it. So let's try it out. Face dot greet person. Okay, so let's just say Mr. Shelly. Alright, so it says hello Mr. Shelly, that's how it runs. So if I want to add an exclamation point, for the second optional guy, I'm going to say true. There we go. That's exactly what the example said, and that's exactly what the documentation said. So I can also, watch this, I can also define the name. So if I say name equals, let's do Obama, let's do Obama. But I want to say add exclamation, because that's what it was right here. And let's say false. We don't want an exclamation point for the Obama one. Okay, hello Obama. And we can just change that to true then. And they'll change it there. So that's how kind of to use libraries, use functions and all that. We're going to go next time into how to use this terminal thing a little more.